My name is Mary Onaife Debbie. Welcome to the front page review. Today is Tuesday, the third day in the month of October. I hope you're doing great today. I hope you had a good night rest. Yesterday was a holiday, so I really hope you took advantage of that holiday to have a good time. I bring you the headlines this morning, like always, from different newspapers in Nigeria, and then we get to talk about the big stories. We have a lot of stories this morning, a lot of big stories. I pray that time will permit us to go through all of them today. So let's start. We'll start with the Nation's newspaper. Now, the first headline here in the Nation's says that federal government votes 100 billion for high capacity CNG buses. That's in the Nation's newspaper. Now, 100,000 bribe trial. UK court slams tough bail terms on Diziani. Tinubu graduated from CSU in 1979, says school. And also in the Nations, it says tribunal sacks Nasarawa governor. And now to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Federal government labor rich truce plan strikes suspended for 1 month. Yes, that story is in the Vanguard newspaper. And just FCC secures arrest warrant for Alison Madueke as extradition proceedings begin. That story is in the Vanguard. Now to the Punch this morning. Chicago varsity releases Tinubus record to Atiku. 6 months allowance. Federal government to suspend 350 billion naira. Labor suspend strike for 30 days. And now to the Sun newspaper this morning. We have an interesting headline here in the Sun newspaper. But before I go to the Sun, let me take you back to the Punch. No, let's finish with the Sun, and then we'll continue here. Now, we have in the Sun newspaper that tribunal dismisses Labour Party's petition against Fubara's election, Enugu Labour Party. TUC calls for domestication, implementation of 35,000 wage award. And we'll also have here that tribunal upheld Adamawa governor election, dismisses SDP petition. Average price of 5 kg cooking gas stood at 4,115 naira in August, says the MBS. That story is in the Sun newspaper. Now, let me give you some stories here that I didn't give you before. In the Punch newspaper, it says that marketers disagree with Tinubu's tax advisor on refinery sales. That is in the Punch newspaper. Gun charges Biden's son to plead not guilty. West enslaving Africans afresh through work visa, says Lumumba. That's in the Punch newspaper. Sit at home, enforcer burn vehicles, others in Simon Ekpa's hometown. Tribunal sacks Sule, declares PDP winner of Nasarawa polls. And okay, that's it. Let me also give you some other stories here in the Daily Trust newspaper. It says Ade Butu rejects Ogu tribunal verdict, heads to appeal. That is in the Vanguard newspaper. Now, Daily Trust. Maritime Union directs workers to resume, says NLC strike cancelled. Now, tribunal judgment, Governor Sule heads to appeal court. Chicago varsity releases Tinubu records to Atiku. Now, these are your headlines this morning, making sure that I'm not missing any of the headlines today. Now, okay, there is this one that says that pregnant woman's son of owner about to wed lady die in Rivers illegal refinery inferno, and 18 burned to death in Rivers illegal refinery fire. Quite a sad one right there. Now, these are your headlines this morning from 7 newspapers in Nigeria. Not all of them, but some of the major headlines. Now, I'll connect with Rufai Oseni so we could talk on the stories right here. But you already know the big story, and that is the Labour story. You know, yesterday we're waiting to hear the outcome of the meeting they will have with the president, with Lalong and Femi Gbajabiamila, to know what will happen, if the strike will go on or not. But from the news this morning, it's been suspended for 30 days. That's a serious conversation. Although people will tell you that they saw it coming, that Labour has no bite anymore. The president know how to get them. They've been boxed, they've been bought. Lots and lots and lots of speculations. I have Rufai Oseni on the line with me. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, bless you, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing very fine this morning. Now, the first story, it's about Labour. Labour has called off the strike for 30 days. They suspended the strike for 30 days. That's in all of the papers.
Yeah. Suspended the strike for 30.
Yes.
They suspended.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. I think.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Just now.
Okay. So concerning Labour and the strike, it shows that Labour's leadership is really problematic. And you see, I don't think, to a large extent, that the faith hitherto Nigerians had in Labour will be sustained. Because when you check the memorandum, there was nothing different except for the 35,000 award in the memorandum. They were just promissory notes here and there without specific timelines. And Labour now has pushed it for 30 days. I can assure you, Labour has lost the morality to go on any strike. Because all these awards were time-based, were just 3 or 4 months. So if they say they want to go on strike 30 days after, or if agreements are reneged upon, there's nothing. And increasingly, there's nothing to hold on as an anchor for them. And they have constantly lost the goodwill of Nigerians. All the things they put in the memorandum were things we know before. Government said they were going to fast-track CNG gas. What do you mean by fast-track? What are the timelines? Over 55 coming. So what are the timelines? Is that how they're going to ameliorate the sufferings on the lives of people because they've been able to negotiate 35,000 naira for government workers alone? What about the private sector? So, honestly, at a point in time like this in Nigeria, Labour has shown lack of leadership, lack of capacity, and then the government has just tossed them around. And I fear for the continued future of the Labour Congress. It's shocking.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
So
there's nobody. You see, the problem now is that there's nobody left to speak for Nigerians. There's nobody. There's nobody. So the problem is Nigerians now will have to suffer what they must. So the suffering will have to continue, and Labour has become a plaything, a joke as we speak. That's the sad reality.
The question is, so the 35,000 naira that was added to workers beginning from September. So is that what Labour has been fighting for? The CNG, what exactly were they fighting for? So it's like you said.
Leadership, Labour has no rudder, and Labour is a joke with all due respect. So with this they have done, workers will not able to operate on minimum wage any longer because they have no legitimacy to ask for anything any longer. So they've shot themselves in the foot. As far as I'm concerned, though, on Labour matters, this Labour doesn't have the courage any longer. When they say they want to strike, everybody looks at them and laughs. Anyway, people don't take them seriously proud to this time. This was their last straw. They have decided to break the camel's back. Good luck to them.
Yeah, now to another story here. This is talk of the town. It says Tinubu graduated from CSU in 1979. Says the school. Now, the Chicago State University has responded to the request of former Vice President Atiku in line with the United States court order. In its compliance with the September 30th judgment by Justice Nasi of the Northern District, They insisted that it does not keep copies of diploma certificates issues to students. Now, I'd like you to talk on this because social media has a life of its own. People were releasing different results, but different transcripts, different certificates. But the one that was released, the gender, it's there. It says that he actually went to the school in 1979. He's male. So I really like to get your analysis of this whole saga.
So you see, that's why I tell people don't listen to what you get on social media. I think I've said that 1,000 times on the show.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a bunch of bots or people that see a free platform to push an agenda. That's just the difference. So there are no empirical facts and there's no empirical analysis. Traditional media like ours will be what will give you empirical analysis. Number one, the case in question was not about the fact that he did not graduate, it was about the discrepancies in the certificate presented. The propaganda they will push on social media is he did not graduate, just like one lying machine had been lying that, oh, he did not graduate, oh, that said there were no records of him. No, that's not the truth. The truth is the discrepancies in the certificates. And the documents released yesterday that shows all the documents. At first, CSU said it did not have its own specific documents, but Atiku also asked for surrounding documents, other documents they've issued to be able to ascertain, patterns, to be able to establish a case. And they did release it. His was in contact with the replacement document, but there were still some variations between his and the templates for the replacement document. His admirers on social media are going to town and say, oh, there's nothing there. No, there are variations if you look at the documents.
Yeah.
Also, the social security number. There is a need for research on the social security number. Some people said they've searched it out. Until I do my empirical findings, I will not comment on it. But there's a need for research on the security number that's put on the document to know who the person was. The document that showed female, those were the documents of a college hitherto attended before getting into the school system. Also, he has a document there that showed that he graduated from Government College Lagos in 1970. Government College didn't start until 1974, and 1979, I think they had their, first set of graduates or thereabouts. 1979, 1980. So there are variations there. And it is not my work, we will just analyze it based on the empirical eyes. It is for the lawyers of both parties to be able to now argue their case out and spot on the variations. But all of this, whatever document we are seeing online, it doesn't have the full weight yet until a deposition is done. And that's going to be done today, where the documents will be taken on, and now the people that presented the document will swear under oath that they stand by the documents. So it now has a force behind it. And the penalty for swearing on that oath and something proven to be false.
Yeah.
A lot of people should wait for the deposition today. Let's see how the deposition process goes. And also we'll now wait for, proper documentation by Atiku's legal team and Tinubu's response to all of this. And let's see all of this. But one thing that's shown, it has continued the conundrum. And I keep asking, what kind of country are we building? Do we really need all of this conundrum at a time where we need leaders that can pretty much solve the economic quagmire in Nigeria today? Do we really need all of this pain? Do we really need all this questionable circumstances and more questions and all of that? But definitely, based on what is released, there are more questions that need to be asked. And it's not by going to social media to push an agenda and say, oh, these ones don't have this. That's why I don't read social media. I tell people that I just post and I leave it. So I think for myself and for me too, I tell you, Also take the document and properly scrutinize it and analyze it when you see it. Do not be in a society where it's people that form your thoughts and opinions for you. No, analyze it. You have a head of your own. Check through it. And when you do, you will see that there's a need for more questions. Why a female? All right. Why the discrepancy around Government College Lagos? So, at first, in prior documents, I've talked, at first, we've gone from Government College Lagos to Government College Ibadan. It's just been a cycle. So, there's a lot of conundrum around this person. So, and more questions need to be answered. And that's the integrity of our work as journalists, and as being societal commentators. So we'll wait for the deposition. A lot more work needs to be done. But if you believe the propaganda being spread around by social media, and even the shocking thing is some news outlets,
yeah,
so can uphold integrity and the truth, and their couch around an agenda. I've been reading very selective analysis of the matter by some news outlets, and it's quite shocking. And not being able to put everything plain on paper. So it's a conundrum. It will continue, but Nigeria doesn't need this distraction. It's a sad time for our country,
yeah.
and
Honestly,
that's why I keep asking, what do they want to build?
honestly, we don't really need this distraction. That's why a lot of people were saying that the president should have just come clean in the first place, release the records. Okay, you need it instead of all this secrecy. No, don't release it, and then release. And now it's out. And look at.
So, because of irreparable damage you talked about, like now we'll have to interrogate more. Why are we seeing female on the document? Is that clerical error? Clerical error and females on the document, and it persisted for so many years. I mean, there are multiple questions, but let's see how the lawyers do their legalese and come out of that. But as a society, that needs to build a moral conscience, because I've seen some other people too argue that, this is a case of law, it's not a case of morality. Law is not morality. Truth is, see, if you say morality does not matter in society, when you see the effect of immorality, please do not complain. Do not complain. Because if you think you have it all, and somebody now perpetrates a bigger level of that immorality to you, don't complain. So if we are talking about this now, then what's the moral justification for calling a spade a spade? For calling against evil in society? Every society, like I said yesterday, must develop its own moral code. And if it doesn't have it, the society is dead on arrival. The society have no capacity. So if people keep, it's a case of law, the law is not moral, blah, 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 blah. Wait, okay. I just hope when immorality takes over society, they will not be the ones to complain. Because now it's easy to make the argument because it favors you. May God help Nigeria.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll wait for the deposition, and then we'll talk some more about it. And for the Atiku camp, there have been questions that why is Atiku so particular about this? But I think from tomorrow or today after deposition, we'll talk more. We're still here. We're following the story, and it will unravel all of it for you. You keep listening to Voice of the People, not social media, because if you go there, the document you will see, there are influencers paid for this kind of thing. They are driving crazy narratives.
So that's another thing a lot of people don't understand about social media. There are influencers paid to screen, and even in traditional media base, and that's why you see them. It is in times like this you will know traditional media that stand up for the full level of integrity, because there are a lot of even traditional media that have been paid to couch stories in various forms, spin stories in various forms, and you wonder what is going on here. One particularly put a headline that was very, very, very comical, and you look and you say, what's going on here? So let's keep looking at it. The truth will come up. The truth will definitely speak for itself.
Yeah, great. Now to another story here. It says £100,000 bribe trial. UK court slammed tough bail terms on Diziani, and also EFCC also working to bring her home. I think that the latest here. It says, despite the imposition of the £70,000 bail condition or the terms on the former petroleum minister, yesterday, the Economic and Financial Crime Commission is insisting on her extradition. They want to bring her home. What is your take on this?
I mean, it's just another clear case of the long-winded battle. Sometimes when you want to fight corruption and stand for the truth in a society like ours, I mean, the only kid speaks volumes about our system. So you ask questions around what do we want for ourselves as a nation. I mean, the allegations. If she knows she's clean, she should come back to Nigeria to face all these allegations. She should come back and face all these allegations.
But she comes back. Are we going to get justice? That's the question.
I mean, she run the full course of law. She run the full course of law. Didn't you get Mokore again justice? Didn't you get after a long while? So it's not a case of what is it called? I mean, so you have people that will run the full course of the case, and the case will be able people will be able to see for themselves what has happened as regards the case. So if she's clean, as she claims that she's done nothing wrong, then she should come back to Nigeria. But I mean, EFCC has been able to develop a lot of cases against her, and EFCC is trying to seek for her to be brought back to Nigeria. And let's see how the process pans out. But while the case is still on in the UK, and the UK authorities are not like Nigerian authorities anyway. They do a lot of diligent work. So for them to arrive at that, let's see how it pans out. But it's just sad. Somebody became a minister in Nigeria and became extremely very wealthy. And the wealth, when you look at it, how can you explain it? It's almost inexplicable. And that's the country we've become. That's the country we've become.
Thank you very much, Rufai, for the analysis. We need to go for a short break. When we come back, the program continues. The phone lines will be open. Obeda Owede will be here to talk some more. Keep it here. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
Enugu State government is building a $40 billion economy, among which is the huge International Trade Center. It is the Oji River Industrial Park, the biggest in Africa, located in Ugwoba, few minutes drive to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State. Oji River Industrial Park is financed by African Development Bank, International Finance Corporation, American Exim Bank, Bank of Industry, Infrastructure Development Bank, Central Bank, Taj Bank, Sukuk Funds, and Development Bank of Nigeria. It is time to invest. Don't wait. Oji River Industrial Park has over 150,000 shop spaces and business plaza with state-of-the-art security cameras, fire-resistant walls, hospitals, fast foods, recreational centers, steady power supply, residential spaces for workers and business owners. Indeed, it is time to invest. For more inquiries, visit ojiriveric.com.ng or call Anosike on 0813-180-1541. Jude 0903-194-9623. Adigbo 0704-713-0361. Eda Patrick 0816-817-0210. This project is in partnership with Zelox Group.
Attention broadcasters, independent producers, and content streamers. This is your chance to buy or sell quality content. At Africast 2023, the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, will be launching the very first ever Nigerian TV and film content hub. Join us from the 24th to the 26th of October at the Marriott Hotel Ikeja, Lagos, and be part of a game-changing experience. Content Hub is your destination for content acquisitions, aggregation, licensing, and distribution of both local and international programs across for broadcasters in Nigeria. For more inquiries, visit www.africast.com.ng. Content Hub, your easy and affordable access to quality and affordable content. Don't miss out. The Africast Content Hub, brought to you by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, in collaboration with NIFS.
radio and you have been loving it, now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Tune in, pizza lovers, because something big is happening in Ajao Estate near the famous Global Supermarket. Are you ready for a taste of heaven? Get ready to indulge your taste buds like never before. That's right, folks. Romeo Pizza is opening a sizzling new outlet right at 22 Latif Salami Street, Ajao Estate, right next to the famous Global Supermarket. Mark your calendars for the grand opening this Friday, October 6th. It's going to be a pizza party like no other. Picture this: mouth-watering, cheesy slices freshly baked in our ovens, just waiting for you to have a bite. And that's not all. We have special deals, giveaways, and surprises lined up to make your visit unforgettable. Join us at Romeo Pizza on October 6th at 22 Latif Salami Street at Jao for the pizza event of the year. Don't miss out on the flavor explosion. Romeo Pizza, the secret is in the sauce. Stay tuned for more updates and we'll see you there.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You're listening to the Front Page Review. I have Obed Awede right here with me. He's the chairman, board editorial Politics Now newspaper. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mary.
Hope you're doing great today.
Very well, yes.
Now, yeah, it is. It is. We have quite a number of stories, and I will just give you the headlines, all of it, so you just speak on it as quickly as you can. Now, the first one is about Labour. Labour has called off the strike, suspended it for 1 month. We have Desiane in Desiane. EFCC wants to extradite her, bring her back home. And we also have the Tinubus case, Chicago University. They've released the results. That's also top on the list. And also, I think 18 people died in Rivers fire. Yeah, Indigo Refinery. That's another story. So, lots and lots. Let's just start with this one.
Okay, quite a lot happened between today and today. At least, the one that is quite that the social media post is the order from the U.S. judge that Tinubus records should be released. So at the end of the day, they didn't appeal because there was no room for them to appeal. The judge said clearly that she would deny it if they come. So I think they have reached a point whereby today we'll see what's in those, like a magical box. What is hidden there? That's really something of interest to Nigeria. And you see that some of the papers at attention, the PM News and Nation have been aligned with Tinubu for a very long time. And what they are saying is that, there's nothing there at all. But you go to other places, they're saying some other things. So by today, when the article people release it, we will begin to know whether the is smoking gun. The whole allegation is that, look, the man, unless whoever got that certificate entered as a woman and came out as a man, so maybe it was like a kind of sex change facility. And so I don't know. so on and so forth. So that's what we will see how that will pan out. And it will be of consequence in terms of whether Nigerians will make a call that the president should resign, or the Supreme Court will actually take it into consideration in doing this case. Then, of course, the other one is the NSC strike. We didn't quite expect the NSC was going to proceed with the strike. Everything pointed to the fact that NSC did not have the kind of pool to actually organize a strike and then sustain it. And of course, the government knows the kind of damage that will bring. The economy now is actually prostrate. So if you have a strike, it will further compound the problem. So I think they just reached an agreement. My own problem is whether this is not an agreement for them to stave off the strike action. Because I've seen some of the items there. They are saying they will provide 100 billion to provide CNG, but for all of 4 months that they talk about CNG, they've not done anything like that. And that they will provide the infrastructure for people to convert vehicles, over 55,000 vehicles, to the CNG. I wonder why for 4 months they've not done that, and why we should not believe and take them very seriously that they will actually do it. I for one, do not think that much of this will actually come to fruition. What will happen in the next 1 month when we given this notice, the NSC, is that they will meet some of them halfway, perhaps the wage issue they'll be discussing, and then they'll push others further, and then over time hoping that all this will just pan out and just people will just forget it. Unfortunate, but what happened is the illegal refinery. Those things happen all the time. It's a very risky place. They don't have fire safety rules or even equipment. So you are going to find disasters of such a nature. But of course, the issue comes down to the fact that we are not able to put all our processes in place to actually run a proper country. This country does not run like a country in the sense that you have a government that can actually enforce things at all. If people just carry on and do whatever they do. In fact, the government itself does whatever it does. You see, the major roads are totally uncared for, and every now and then we are hearing of accidents and people dying. And that the president by yesterday would have released a statement to this in the condole with families and the rest of them about the disaster that happened. That is not caused by people that died or the cancer or whatever, but by government failure. And that stretch of roads from Benin to Olubo on the Benin-Warri Expressway, and maybe other ones. But of course, they've not released anyone. They will not see it as priority now. But it's something that we just hope that they will actually take into consideration and see how to fix them. But really, we are in a very difficult situation. I just hope that Tinubu knows that he's having problems. We have it. There's no issue we are not even discussing. Insecurity is going on at the rate of Buhari 2.0. It's going on across this country. They are kidnapping and they're killing everywhere, but we are not seeing anything from government at all. I just hope that after all this talk of diversion of the U.S. case and the rest, there will be no diversion. They can sit down and then address those issues that really affect us.
Yeah, I think we should anchor here today so we can take calls. Thank you so much, Obed Awede.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in and let's talk this morning. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. Ikan.
Yes, from Isolo Kingdom.
From Isolo Kingdom. Good to have you. Go ahead, sir.
You have to appeal me because I don't want to go that strike. You have to make me not to go to that strike.
Thank God you didn't go on the strike because we need you. Go ahead, sir.
Mary, when I was telling you that I don't support the strike, not that I don't like Nigeria, I wouldn't want them to go to strike. But I knew very well that Labour, as far as this time is concerned, would never and they can never go to strike. That is aside. They have postponed it to 30 days. They should not just come up with any strike matter at all. They should just leave Nigeria alone. What do I mean? When you put water in your mouth for too long, it becomes saliva. So Labour, as far as I'm concerned, they don't have a say in Nigeria. That is by the way. Now concerning the certificate issue, Mary, at this level of life that we are, Nigeria are not supposed to be talking about whether the man in the aim of affair is having a certificate, or he went to school, or he's graduated. Why should we be talking about that? Why should we even have that kind of issue at all? When journalists are there to even inform Nigeria, to educate Nigeria, to put everything in place, why should we even come up to this point that we are now asking the name, was it a woman, or was it a she, was it a he? Even the certificate itself that they are still released, they see some issue.
Thank you.
Which is not still correct. Why should we be doing all these things?
Thank you, Mr. Ika.
It's unfair.
Thank you.
Finally,
thank you.
Our roads, please, to see fix our roads.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. 0700 903 903 903 is the number. You can still send in a WhatsApp message. I'm going to take it or a WhatsApp call. 0700 903 9039. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Madam Mary.
Good morning, Meka. Good to have you.
Thank you, dear. God bless you for the day. Meanwhile, happy independence have passed. We are still on it.
Yeah.
Mary, my take go this way this morning. NLC, they turned themselves Chicken Republic. Now they turned themselves to the Chicken Republic. So anytime where the incumbent want to do party or enjoyment, now that chicken they go collect, kill am. Do kebab or sausage. That one day. Now so what they do themselves now is what they did. They show Nigerians that they are innocent. Nobody to mind them when they are talking. Nobody, you take this from me. No, if anyone talk again, nobody will mind them. If they like, they somebody, if they like, they enjoy their business. Another one goes to this certificate issue. Whether they release you or they don't release, the sale has already been there. But every Nigeria that is an outside today, I have the 2 reports already from outside last week. Then bring their papers back again. The paper when they submit for 5 years ago. Because of this issue, now they are revising the whole papers to consider it to find out whether it is real or not.
Thank you.
So the email will present to the world. Is that email
thank you. Thank you, Nemeka. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number. And you could also call us on WhatsApp. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear. What's your name and location?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay, sorry. But I can hear you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mary. This is Mr. Monday from Adige calling you.
Okay, Mr. Monday, go ahead.
Do you see why this president took a job he cannot deliver? Because he's turning everybody to a mumu, even the journalists, a mumu, a media, a mumu. You have a result that is not genuine.
You can't say no. You can't say result is not genuine. Get your facts right. Get your facts right. No court has.
This is a computer age.
Get your facts.
Do it in Chicago.
Get your facts right, Mr. Monday. This is radio. Before you come say things, yes, you have to get your facts right. Yeah, get it right.
Now, this Atiku is still proceeding because he has a fact. He have every evidence. He has it. He has it. And Atiku go to school. Please, let us stop. We can't spell, please. That's what I'm saying. Because everything he's doing there is not a proceed of a computer. If you check the result, a woman name is appearing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You don't understand that you can't just be saying things that are not real. You have to. What you say has to be backed with facts. That's how important it is. Thank you for calling Monday. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
Okay, John Legend. Good to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Mushi today.
Okay, great. Go ahead, John.
What is there is that the only problem we have in this country is that we have not even gotten a good leaders. until we set the record straight, it will continue hurting us. Because I cannot see the reason why for 100 and something days now, we have not achieved anything. We are still going back and front of a result of this, a result of that. Every day they just bamboozle us with one story, one new story. And still, the insurgency, the kidnapping is still going on higher and higher. And I have never, I am seeing it that even Buhari say that we will miss him when he leave the office. I have seen why we are going to miss him. We are missing him really. We are automatically missing Buhari because the condition we are now is Buhari is even more better than this one now we are. Because we are running front and back, going from Chicago to this, so using our hard-earned money that we pay for tax, running for a certificate for presidency. So somebody that I don't know how he was employed as a president.
Thank you.
That's the bamboozles
thank you
with the stories
that
Mahmoud made president, not Nigerians.
Thank you. The time is up. Thank you. Let's take other calls. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, Meticulous Mary.
Mr. Darlington from Iyanopaja City. Good.
Yes.
I'm fine. I'm doing well. Good morning to you, sir.
It's okay. Now, Mary, Labour, once again, they have been outwitted. The only difference here is that the agreement they signed is going to be deposed in court. That means it is a consent judgment according to Ajero, Labour Minister. Now, are you telling me that within 1 month, these things will be implemented, or after 1 month, another round of negotiation will start? And that is what I call delay tactics. It's unfortunate. Mary, what came out from Chicago State University? Is that the right thing? How can the university tell me that they don't have copies of student certificates in their custody? A student that graduated in your school, you don't have a copy of his certificate. Was it only that of Tinubu that they said they cannot find, or every other person that graduated in that year? Or was Tinubu the only graduate that graduated in that year in that university? You can see that something is wrong. Anyway, you know, when you have done your best, you leave the rest to God. If this is what God wants us to have, there's no problem. But I want to see how God has suddenly become the author of confusion. The God I know cannot be the author of confusion.
Thank you.
So anybody who thinks that he is powerful, he can use money and do, he should reckon with God. The judgment of God is so harsh.
Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Good morning to you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Oh, I lost the call. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. We'll take your call when you call us. You can call on WhatsApp, and then we'll get talking. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, I can hear you.
This is Sugo speaking.
Okay. Calling from where?
Our people say if one hand touch oil, it will spread. It will spread to others.
Mr. Ugo, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from UK.
Okay.
If one hand touch oil, it will spread to other. If one finger touch oil, it will spread to other fingers. See, the things that we are doing in Nigeria that we're overlooking, we don't know how big it is when outsiders have noticed it. I went to work 3 days back, and one of my colleagues that just returned from maternity leave opened his YouTube and brought out mobile issues. And we are saying, which part of the world are you from? I said, I'm a Nigerian. He said, sorry, this is what you do in your country. I was like, how do you mean? That was the greeting for that day. So Nigeria, how old are you? That's my question this morning. Why is it that we want to get things right from the bottom? Because I had people accusing citizens. It's not citizens that make the law in other countries. The government says the law, the citizen monitors it, because those that make the law obeys the law and citizens follow suit. But in Nigeria, people will be saying the citizens of the country, how will we make the law when we have legislators and other issues?
So what are you speaking to now? What are you talking about?
But what I want to say this morning is this. What I want to say this is this. If somebody goes to school as a man and come out as a woman, that means it's a woman that went to school. And
thank you. Let's wait for
what we are.
Deposition. Hello? I can hear you. Let's wait for the deposition before we'll go into it. They've released the record. Deposition.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm telling you that no matter what comes out it.
Thank you very much.
Because I heard that people are saying
your time is up. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Your time is up. We have more calls here. Let's wait for the deposition. Then we'll get to talk about it. It's going to be the Atiku team are going to unravel whatever is there. Mr. Ben from Iba, I'm not holding anybody. Good morning to you.
This is what they don't turn you. People don't turn you to judge. Mary, Labour should go and sit down. I'm telling you, I said it before. They do not give government any conditions. No focus, nothing. That's, okay, look at them now. Even if they give them 200,000 allowance or minimum wage, what of the state workers, the state civil servants? They are more in number. So those people should go and die. What of the people in the informal sector? What of those working in the private companies? They don't care about these ones. And they should. What the problem you have in this particular period is not wages or this in their project. They are just pushing shut. I don't know what they want to achieve. Or whether those their organs are making noise so that the government will settle them. Maybe they have settled them now. Which problem will that one solve? 35,000 is that all? They are giving God another 30. I don't want to hear their voice again. There's one press on government to fix our refinery. So work on the $1.5 billion Buhari gave to Dimitri Silva. So go and ask the Italian firm. How much did the Dimitri Silva give you people 2001 to repair the refinery?
Thank you, Mr. Ben.
The question they're supposed to be asking now. Let the refinery start to work.
Thank you.
The refinery is receiving crude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. I think I'm going to be taking messages now. So let me start with the ones here on WhatsApp. Quite a number this morning. Okay, let me start with the very first one, if I can see. Okay, this one says from Chika Bende, said from Trade Fair, NLC got what they wanted for the civil servant and go to bed. What about those in private sectors as the price hike for commodities are increasing on a daily basis? And Chicago State University certificate saga, you can deceive people sometimes, but not all the time. That's fact. Okay, Chika Bende from Trade Fair, thank you for your message. I have Adegboyega Adedeji, says, good morning, Mary. A minute silent for NLC. May the soul of NLC rest in perfect peace. Why do you say that? NLC, they are alive and kicking. You said the truth is NLC is dead. Joe Ajero should be ashamed of himself. He is in bed with politicians. Labour has no future. Now, the fate of the masses lies in God's hand, and through the ballots, Nigerians should ensure to vote the right people that has their own interest in power, because NLC is dead, buried. Oh, I understand. Thank you very much for your message. But NLC is not dead. You know, they are not dead. Just that they suspended the strike for 30 days. So after 30 days, they may come up again and say they are going on strike. So they are not dead, literally. Another message here from Prince Ayotek from Arena Market says, good morning, Mary. It's a beautiful day. Why would the Labour suspend the strike? Mary, I want to assure that the Labour has lost morality and trust from people. You can see now that they don't have masses in India, and they are fighting for their own welfare now. I ask, what is the hope of the masses? Perhaps the federal government have promised them one thing or the other. My God, who bewitched the country called Nigeria. I weep. Thank you. Let's not go into all of those negativity this morning. We're looking for hope. When a child is crying, you don't knock the child's head because the child is already crying. So let's walk towards the light and be hopeful this morning. Another message from Justice from Ejigbo says, good morning, Mary. The Nigerian Labour Congress are just fighting for their stomach, not for the interest of the people. How can we believe in them or have hope on them? Every time they're going on strike, but at the end is story upon story. May God help our land. Justice, thank you very much for your message. Another one here Frank from Alimosho says, good morning, Mary. Now Nigerians have lost representative mouthpiece as regard NLC, allowing itself to be tossed here and there by this current government. NLC and TUC are almost losing their relevance to the citizens. Well, let's see where we go from here as a sovereign country. The government should put a formidable infrastructure in place to revamp the economy for the good of everyone, in my own personal opinion. This is Imobe Frank from Demosho. Your personal opinion. Thank you very much for your message. Let's see. This one is from, okay, they are killing our time. Okay, this is good morning. They are killing our time with Chicago certificates. Who is fooling who? Please, let's leave. Okay, thank you. We're not talking about that story this morning, okay? Okay, Mayor from Ikotu Egbe says, good morning, Mary, the crew. Lazy Nigerians are waiting for Labour to fight for them. Stay in your sitting room and cross your legs and continue to wait for Labour to go and die for you and your family. When we are ready to fight for our cause, we will do that. Okay, stop. We're not calling any Nigerian lazy right now, so your language is not appropriate. Apologies for that message. I've already started reading it before I realized it. Okay, I think we should, we're going to round off here this morning. I think this is the best place to anchor. My time is up. I need to go now. Thank you so much for being part of the program. It's been really interesting. Tomorrow I'll be here again. We'll continue from here. More stories, more headlines, more in-depth analysis. Keep it here. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. Coming up next is Area Matter. Keep it here. Do not change the dial.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pickup and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art